the steal. He had Kevin Edwards. But good anticipation. Payton with a beauty to catch. And a little mime move at the end.
Everyone knows about the 2013 Hall of Fame inductee, Gary Payton, right? Well, when the legendary athlete retired from professional basketball, he left some big shoes to fill. The Glove's very own son chose to take up the mantle, and here are a few things I bet you didn't know about him. Let's start with the basics first. I can't really talk about the guy and not mention where he was born and raised, right? So, Gary Payton II was born in Seattle, Washington on December 1st, 1992. At the time, his father was a member of the Supersonics. As for his schooling, he split his high school years between Spring Valley High in Las Vegas and Westwind Prep in Phoenix. He then spent 2 years at Salt Lake Community College before finishing out his college years at Oregon State. Just like his famous father, Payton Jr. earned a reputation as a determined defender. What's more, in 2015, Pac-12 coaches voted Payton to the All-Pac-12's first team. If that wasn't enough, they also named him the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. He's got his dad's genes in him and stands at 191 centimeters, or 6'3", and weighs 195 pounds. Speaking of his dad, he didn't think his son would choose Oregon State University. Payton II truly came into his own during his junior year in college. The young player was suddenly filling the statistical sheet and was on his way to being awarded a second team NJCAA All-American. He received many Division I offers, including one from Oregon State. But here's the thing, Gary Payton Sr. never imagined his son would accept it. He totally believed that the up-and-coming player would rather build up his own identity at St. Mary's. But to everyone's surprise, Payton II sent his family a long text message after months of deliberation. It began with a thank you for their support and finished with 2 words: Go Beavs. It's not like Gary Payton II always knew what he wanted to do though. He was actually trash-talked into college basketball stardom. Let's be real, it was tricky enough for Gary Payton II to grow up with the same name as his renowned father. On top of that, he was playing a game under some pretty harsh supervision. How do you even compare to one of the greats? Not to mention, it must be hard having the same name. If I'm being honest, Gary Payton II was never wired the same way as his father. His dad was known for his hot-headedness and talent, but the younger Gary Payton had a temperament more akin to his mother, Monique. After all, Payton II was calm and considerate, unmistakably pleasant, and well-liked by those who met him. And in the unforgiving world of the NBA, these qualities become shackles. And it's not like the poor dude didn't realize all this. Actually, Payton II himself admitted that there was a time in his life when he feared the idea of his father attending his games. That might seem unreasonable, but you'll get why when I tell you what the senior Gary Payton said about his own son. I told him, "I just told my son straight up, I don't like your game. I don't think you're good enough to play at the next level or any level. I don't have to waste my time coming here." After all, his son was soft compared to the legendary Glove. But where did he get this side of him? Well, like I already mentioned, he totally got it from Monique Payton. The woman was a basketball star in her own right, as one of the greatest guards in the history of Merritt College in California. While Payton Sr. was one of the top 75 NBA players of all time, he was known more for his layups than his rare one-handed dunks. That's exactly why Payton II credits his mother for giving him his athleticism. Then named Monique James, she played basketball for Skyline High School in Oakland, California. She also participated in track and field, running the 100 meters, 200 meters, hurdles, long jump, and high jump. What can't she do? Along with giving her son her athleticism traits, Monique also gave him tough love and support. Payton Sr. and Monique Payton, now divorced, also used to make their children children sign contracts. Yep, the kids had to promise that they'd finish a season of a sport they were playing, but the young glove was given a pass when he didn't like playing water polo. Anyway, Monique now recalls giving him some tough love words of wisdom and permission to curse. But before you judge her parenting, it was because some kids in junior high said he wasn't as good at basketball as his father. So the same tough love that nearly broke Payton II brought on effort and determination instead. Payton II says that his mother's daily support has been invaluable as he has fought to stay in the NBA. He added she gives him the motivation to put his heart and soul into being an NBA player. It's with the same determination that he entered the NBA. But honestly, Payton Jr. hasn't had the smoothest ride in the NBA. Like how Payton II went undrafted in 2016, and his future seemed pretty bleak. And don't forget, he played in 6 games for the Rockets Summer League team before being waived. Soon after, he joined the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. He dropped 51 points on the Los Angeles Defenders not long into his G League stint, displaying the first signs of his talent. He then signed with the Milwaukee Bucks, another of his father's former teams, in April 2017. Once again, he was waived by the Bucks at the end of the 2017 preseason, but all hope wasn't lost, since he was given a two-way offer a few days later to play for the Wisconsin Herd in the G League. It was in his fate that Payton II would spend a few years bouncing between the NBA and the G League. He then signed a 10-day agreement with the Golden State Warriors in April 2021, then another one-day contract when the first one expired. The Warriors then signed him for the remainder of the season and the following season, before waiving and re-signing him in October. Things looked bright for the young player. Payton II seemed to have found his spot with the Golden State Warriors after stints with 5 G League teams and 4 NBA teams over a 5-year span. But then again, there's a reason why the 30-year-old was signed to a 3-year, $26,145,000 contract with the Portland Trail Blazers. After all, the Warriors haven't filled the gap the point guard left. Based on what I've seen of his play, the skill that he has is honestly vital to every team, and his playoff run with the Warriors only cemented that fact. Unfortunately, the Warriors made a big mistake by not re-signing Payton due to their tax and overspending concerns. Because of that, this current Warriors team is missing Payton's expertise on defense, particularly on the point of attack. Who knew that eventually the younger Payton, who was let go by many teams, would find a home in the NBA? What's more, who knew he'd be missed by the defending champions? I'm going to be the first to say that I sure didn't expect it. Like his own dad, not many believed that the young glove would make it far in the league, but hey, the effort speaks for itself. Even though he probably won't be a basketball Hall of Famer like his father, he can call himself a champion, at least. Those were some facts about Gary Payton II that you didn't know. See you next time.